to block the attack there. So we've got these Marines. They are probably going to kill some of these Stalkers. We want to see perhaps a little bit of blink micro, perhaps just blinking some things back. I know I was saying this is sort of just a low level analysis, but we just that sort of thing would be great to see. Not sure what's going on here from Hobo. He's sort of sitting here with these Stalkers. They are just sort of sitting there doing nothing at all, and they have been cornered by these Marine Marauders, but they're going to blink back and get out of danger. I think he was just sort of microing these Zealots, which were popping out there. So let's just have a look quickly at Calvus's base while there is not too much going on just at the moment. We've got a total of, what do we got? We got like, I think there's 5 racks roughly. These two with no add-ons. We need to get on top of that quickly, Calvus. There you go. Like he's listening to me right now or something. He actually puts 2 reactors down. Looks as if he's going to stick with his very heavy Marine Thor combo. He does have +1 and +1 armor on the Marines. So these guys are doing a lot of damage. They're doing the 7 damage at, what is it, 0.86 per shots per second. And the Thors, of course, do have +1 to their weapons as well. So this is a very much a very anti-air force, but also an anti-stalker force in a way, because unless Hobo actually utilizes the blink quite efficiently, these stalkers are going to get absolutely mashed up. So at the current point in time, we've got Hobo sitting here on 4 bases, just about. In fact, he's going to grab a 5th one up here as well. So he's definitely keeping on top of the economy, which, as we said in the last game, is one of the flaws of that build that he did. So it's good to see a great economical build here from Hobo. Not that great to see just 1 probe here on this gas. Might want to chuck an extra couple in there, of course. For those of you newer players, you do need to have 3 probes on your gas to make sure you're mining efficiently, just like this one. As you'll see, when 1 goes in, 1 pops out. That's the most efficient way to have it. And of course, what I really want to see from Hobo at the moment is a tech switch. We need to get some different units out. We need some Immortals. We need some, perhaps some Colossi, but I'm not really sure if that would actually help just against this particular makeup. Or perhaps Void Rays. I personally would like to see some Void Rays. I think they're actually a fantastic unit that's quite underutilized. I know I said that this is a very anti-air force, but the thing is now, as many players would know, especially in the higher level players, as you actually expand and actually get more bases, it is actually quite hard to defend against harass. So as you can see here, Hobo's going to blink up on top of this planetary fortress once again, taking advantage of the fact that it blocks out some of the SCVs, comes in, harasses, takes it out, and that is a great little play there. He's going to try and re-engage. Really bad position for Hobo here. There is a huge arc of these Marines and Marauder, not Marine Marauder, that's the normal thing, but Marine Thor, and losing a lot of units there. That was not the best sort of position to sort of re-attack in there with that very small arc that Hobo had there. So he actually lost out quite a bit, despite actually winning the killing the planetary fortress. So we'll have to see what happens from here. Hobo's going to need to come across and defend, because there are quite a whole heap of units coming across here from Calvus. His huge Marine Thor combo, the Thors with +2 to their weapons. That's one thing these guys have been very good at, is keeping on top of their upgrades. This Nexus does not survive too long. Neither of these probes. These probes are going to go down. We'll have to see if Calvus actually can see that the expansion is up there. Whole heap of Stalkers here. These Stalkers are probably going to win out just because of pure numbers. I'm not really sure. They do have +3 to weapons and +1 armor, but nope, there we go. As we can see, this very heavy force of anti sort of Stalker units is just going to plow through everything there from Hobocrunch, and Calvus does not actually know that this expansion's here, so this one will survive for another day. Still many Thors coming out. We've got still 1 Thor in production with some Marines as well. 2 command centers here from Calvus. He's going to try and get another base up and running, and perhaps he's going to try and retake this gold just to clean up these leftover minerals that are here. We do have an Immortal from Hobo. Finally, we're seeing a bit of a tech switch there. He does have his upgrades running. This is one thing both of these guys have been fantastic in terms of keeping on top of, and that is the upgrades. We've got, as we said before, we've got +3 to the weapons for the ground units on Brotoss, and +1 to armor as well. And the same on Calvus' side. He's been doing a great job with the upgrades as well. The Marines have +2 to armor, +2 to weapons, and the Thors have +1 to weapons as well. So interesting building positioning from Calvus here. He's sort of just plonked things down randomly. I know this is obviously a very big map, but if you're playing on some of the smaller maps, it is obviously good to try and make sure your building placements are a bit more efficient, just so you can actually utilize the space. And of course, you try not to have things on the edge where they can get picked off from the ground. This is one thing I was actually thinking to myself during the game when I was watching, is that Hobo's got an observer here spotting this high ground. He's got a lot of stalkers. He's got blink, but there was no attempt to sort of blink up here at the moment. He hasn't sort of utilized that at the moment. As we said before, this force here, whilst the Marines do have stim, is still quite slow to actually get around the map. Because the Thors are such big, slow units, they would have a lot of trouble getting up here, stopping an attack from some blink stalkers. So I did want to see that sort of utilization there from Hobo, but we'll see if he does pull that one out. He does have charge on the way for some zealots. Not too many zealots in his makeup at the moment, but it would be really good if he was to warp in a whole bunch of them. Here we go, we've got a couple coming in here, and let's just have a look at the income tab. Hobo is still way ahead on the economy, which is great to see. He's doing a great job with these expansions. He's obviously got some probes here, going to put them into gas. We've only got 2 probes going into gas here. We got 3 on this one. I'm not sure exactly. Hang on, is that 3 or is that 2? Nope, that's 2 on this one and 3 on this one. So we'll probably see a little bit more zealot heavy army here. No, he's still warping in stalkers. But yeah, so as I said, I was sort of alluding to before, some void rays would be really good, especially speed rays. If you were to pump out a few void rays and then get the speed upgrade, he can come across here and actually harass some of these buildings, and when the Thors and Marines come in to try and to deflect the attack, just fly them back out. And then that is going to cause a lot of problems for Calvus. But we haven't really seen too much of a switch at all from Hobo just at the moment. We do obviously have upgrades from both of these players going quite nicely here. We do have a huge total of gates now. We've got, I think we've got 10 gates in total. Might need to pop down a few more when he can, because he is creeping up on the resources at the moment. He's currently sitting on 1,500 minerals and 800 gas. And Calvus is doing reasonably nicely with his economy. Actually, he's pumping out a whole heap of Marines, keeping on top of the production there. And of course, the Thors have been just rolling out like a production facility constantly. And the upgrades are on the way as well. So we got Cloak coming for Banshees. Not sure what he's going to do here. He does have a few Banshees out, so we're seeing a switch from Calvus here. He's going to get a few Banshees out and perhaps use them to harass these expansions that Hobo has undefended. As I said, when you're expanding and you actually move out to control a lot of bases, of course that means that you are quite vulnerable, because you need to actually keep your army mobile. So Hobo has been on top of that for the moment, but if Calvus attacks and harasses some of these expansions, he could be in for a bit of trouble. So Calvus coming across here, he doesn't know that this one's back up and running and that this one's up and running yet, but I suspect this SCV might actually have that job on its to-do list, which will probably get done shortly. Not happy with the Manx statue there. Hobo takes it down, and he looks as if he might be pushing out here. This is going to be a very interesting battle here, just from a tactical point of view. These sort of corridors, unless used properly, can be quite detrimental to Brotoss forces, because the stalkers can block. And here we go, we do have a blink up here onto the high ground, taking advantage of the fact that he can blink there and use that to get rid of some of these buildings that are up here. These Thor Marine is now moving across. Of course, he does have vision of the high ground because of the buildings that are up here, mauling all of these stalkers. They finally blink out of there. Just a little bit of miss micro there from Hobo, not really taking advantage of the fact that he has the high ground. He's going to kill off some of these supply depots while we're over here as well. Just these Banshees have come across from Calvus, so he's going to be able to use them to take out some of the buildings. These stalkers, we want to sort of see them escape, but they're not going to. I think Hobo's just sort of worried about this expansion going down, which I would think it probably is going to, because the cloak is just about done, and there's no observer here just yet, or it is on the way. They do cloak, and we want to see them shoot at this Nexus. There you go. The Nexus is now gone. That one is taken out by Calvus there. He's done a great job harassing that, and he may move down to this one as well, and it looks as if he is. He scans it, can see it's there, and he's probably going to go to town on these probes. We're going to see a lot of probes go down, but he does escape with these... with the Banshees. No, he doesn't. In fact, he actually loses all of these Banshees. They're stuck on the map there. I could not go out any further. And I think we have a sort of a counter attack from Calvus here. He's going to move up to this high ground. Not sure where he's actually going. He may be just wanting to shut down this expansion as best as he can. But a few Marines have decided to take on all of the Brotoss forces here from Hobocrunch. They're going to get cleaned up a bit. There are certainly a lot of units here. And of course, now that the Brotoss forces actually have +2 to shields as well, they're going to take a little bit less damage as well. But it looks as if Calvus is going to move in here for a final attack. Guardian shields go up here. We do have the Thors on the high ground here taking shots, and the Marines, of course, doing a lot of damage as well. The units tab is going to go crazy. We're going to see a lot of these forces go down from Hobocrunch. There are just so many Thors with their +3 and +1 to armor. The Thors are now doing 39 damage, so this is a huge attack force from here from Calvus, and I think that is just about it. Yes, it is indeed. Calvus just sort of steaming through with a lot of Marine and Thor combo there. So problems in this one, just issues that will need to be looked at from Hobo's point of view. A tech switch would have been really good, of course. As we said before, these Thors and the Marines are just absolute stalker killers. You can, as we saw, there was a battle up here. I can't remember what time it was, but there was a battle here where there were clearly more stalkers. But just the fact that these Marines do such high damage, especially with their upgrades that these guys have been doing great with, and the Thor's doing a huge amount of damage as well. The stalkers just got ripped apart. So great play by Calvus there. And so from Calvus's point of view, there wasn't too much that he could have changed from a very low level point of view. He did a great job controlling the map there. He took this gold, which was a very daring expansion, I thought, and he did utilize most of that for the most part. There's only a tiny little bit left. And then just sticking with this very heavy force, and obviously those Banshees providing a lot of harass. So great play there by Calvus, although it was a really fantastic game to see with a lot of big battles. So as we said, we want to see perhaps some tech changes there from Hobocrunch to try and utilize the fact that there was a very slow blob here from Calvus. Some Void Rays would have been nice, or perhaps a lot more Immortals, but just a bit late to the party on that regard, unfortunately. But great play from both of these guys here, providing us with a nice little macro game on Metalopolis, which of course does tend to go that way. And we currently have this series at 2-0. We'll go into Game 3, and we'll see if Hobo can pull a win back and try and actually take out Calvus. And we'll see that happen on Zelnaga Cabins, I think, is the next map. So I will see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Cheers.